Ares had never believed in old legends until the night he arrived in Hollow Creek. The village sat deep in the mountains, shrouded in mist that never seemed to lift. The townsfolk were quiet and wary, their eyes flickering nervously whenever the wind howled through the trees. They warned Ares not to wander after dark, but he was too curious to listen. On his first evening, Ares noticed strange symbols carved into the bark of every tree lining the narrow streets, spirals and eyes, worn by time but still sharp and deliberate. He asked an old man sitting by the fire in the town's only inn. The man's eyes darted away. "They keep the watchers out," he muttered. Ares laughed it off and headed to bed. But at midnight, whispers filled the air, soft, unintelligible voices floating through the mist like smoke. He opened his window and saw figures moving just beyond the tree line, tall, shadowy forms with glowing eyes that disappeared the moment he blinked. The next day, the villagers avoided the woods entirely. Only an old woman named Maria dared speak of the Watchers. "They come when the mist falls," she said, voice trembling. Hungry for souls trapped between the worlds, Ares wanted proof. So that night, armed with a lantern, he stepped into the mist. The forest was alive with whispers, each step heavier than the last. The symbols on the trees seemed to writhe in the lantern's light. Suddenly, the ground beneath him shifted, and he saw dozens of pale faces staring up from the soil, eyes wide with silent terror. A cold hand gripped his ankle. He screamed and pulled free, running blindly through the trees until the mist swallowed him whole. When Ares stumbled back into the village, the sun was rising. But Hollow Creek was gone. In its place was an empty field, overgrown and silent, with no sign of the inn, the trees, or the people. And deep in his pocket, Ares found a small wooden carving, a spiral eye, pulsing faintly with a cold, dark light.